also looking into that issue, and they are still going to give us however they have gone.
Because I'm now almost concluding that deliberate leaving them behind could be telling to something.
Chair, we did not deliberately leave them behind, but we wanted to give total support to IPO without any interference. Yes, because now we don't want to mix issues. We want to
okay, go on, but they will still confirm the same. But we had, of course, they've already even interfered with the CCTV footage and the rest, and even probably, who knows?
Maybe those who are at one time or the other involved in that also interfered with the CCTV. But I know the experts are also looking at the CCTV from different.
And because IG, you know why we are so bothered and concerned? Police custody, cells, prison, whatever, they're supposed to be the safest place, safe haven for even innocent Kenyans and, of course, suspects. But are Kenyans dying in where they're supposed to be their safest place is very unfortunate and sad. Many a times we also know, of course, that our police officer could be doing a good job. But now, if the few rogue ones tarnish the service in this manner, it's something that, of course, as a parent, as a leader, and of course as a committee that even appropriate your funds and oversee, it's really make us extremely sad. And we don't want any cover-up in any manner. We had promised Parliament and Kenyans that we are going to go so much deep into this. And if it means heads has to roll. Yeah. So members, maybe we allow them. Kapandi?
And going by this brief by the IG, I need clarification on the investigation team that traveled to Kisii. You have indicated, not by name, but just blanket, the investigation team traveled to Kisii to undertake the arrest.
Point of order, Chair. I think, Fred, let them finish.
Okay.
Yeah, so that we are able to interrogate their submission.
So go on. I think you had covered this bit, the chronology, and I think there's still some bit of question you can't cover. I don't know, either yourself or the rest of your team. The internal affairs, are they in? Or that's a different... Sorry? Almost. So that's another one. It's masked. So I can. Who is he? Maybe he can introduce himself.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, good morning. I am Matthew Kuto, the Principal Assistant to the Inspector General.
Go on.
Thank you very much, Chair and honorable members. Mr. Mohammed Amin is going to take us now through actually the questionnaire. We are looking at the questionnaire from question number 4 up to question number 9.
Got a written presentation. You can have it circulated to members. This year, do you have a written one?
It's an additional one.
Yeah, additional or what it is.
It's an additional.
So you have it? Yeah, the one. Okay, fine. Quickly, Sergeant, supply to the members. You can wait for a minute. Please supply to members. Clerk. Supply. Amin, if you are ready, you can start.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members. I will proceed and tackle a couple of issues. The first one being, what are the procedures and principles guiding arrests based on social media remarks and measures put in place to prevent police brutality? Honorable Chair, I would like to confirm from the outset that the National Police Service adheres to the Constitution and statutory provisions in conducting arrests, including those based on statements made on the social media platforms. And the guiding principles and procedures include the following. An arrest must be executed either through physical contact or the person voluntarily submitting to custody through word or through action. Where a person resists arrest or attempts to flee, police officers are permitted to use reasonable and necessary force to effect that arrest. However, the force applied must at all times be proportionate and justified under the specific circumstance or circumstances. The person being arrested must be properly informed in a language he or she understands of the reason for the arrest, their right to remain silent, and the consequences of choosing not to remain silent. In addition, arrested individuals have the following rights: to remain silent and not to self-incriminate, to communicate with an advocate of his or her choice and any other person whose assistance is deemed necessary, not to be compelled to make confessions or admissions that may be used against him or her, to be held separately from convicted persons, and to be presented before a court of law as soon as reasonably possible, but in any case not later than 24 hours after the arrest, or the next court day if outside normal court hours. To be charged or informed of the continued detention at the first court appearance, and to be considered for release on bail or bond unless compelling reasons justify the continued detention of that person. Finally, Honorable Chair, no person shall be remanded for an offense punishable only by a fine or imprisonment not exceeding 6 months. So what are the measures the National Police Service has put in place to prevent police brutality? Honorable Chair, to mitigate incidents of police brutality and excessive force, the following measures have been institutionalized. Enforcement of the 24-hour constitutional requirement to present detainees before a court with a supervisory oversight to ensure compliance. Continuous police reforms, including integration of human rights and fundamental freedoms in our police training curricula and service delivery standards. Proposal to install closed-circuit televisions, that is CCTV cameras, in all our police stations, especially at the report offices, the holding cells, and the interrogation rooms, basically now to enhance transparency and preserve evidence. Regular training and sensitization of all our officers on human rights, their legal limitations on police powers, and ethical conduct during the arrest and the detention of any suspect. Mandatory documentation in the occurrence book of any injury sustained by a suspect during or after the arrest. Not only injury, but even complaints. Where a suspect has any complaints to raise, then it would be mandatory for that complaint to be documented in the occurrence book. And ensuring that all arrests done by officers of the National Police Service are lawful, the force used is proportionate and based on sufficient grounds, including obtaining court orders where applicable. Whether the MPS has formally engaged with the family of Mr. Ojwang and the public regarding his death, the father of Albert Ojwang was informed when he visited the station requesting for cash bail. In terms of the available statistics on deaths in police custody over the last 4 months, including details of any ongoing investigations or prosecutions related to custodial deaths, Honorable Chair, in Western, we received one report which was submitted by Kakamega Central Police Station, and the matter was referred to IPO for investigation. Nyanza, 2 cases. Again, the 2 cases are under investigation by IPOA. Eastern, Honorable Chair, 2 cases. Again, under investigation both by IPOA. Coast, Honorable Chair, we reported 1, again under investigation by IPOA. Central Region, 2, again under investigation by IPOA, making a total of 7. So that is all, Honorable Chair, on the measures to prevent police brutality and as well the available statistics. With your permission, Honorable Chair, I will request DIG Masengeli to take you through the measures. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members. Measures put in place to ensure transparency, accountability, and public confidence in the National Police Service. Honorable Chair, the implementation of the standardized handing over and taking over protocol between outgoing and incoming officers, which includes jointly interviewing all detainees to confirm their status, address grievances, and ensure continuity of care and accountability. Enhanced collaboration with the oversight agencies such as the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, the National Police Commission on Human Rights, the KNCHR, and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, to monitor compliance and investigate abuse. Joint review of National Police Service systems and operations with EACC to identify and seal corruption loopholes within custody and detention processes. Strengthening of internal monitoring and data collection on custodial deaths, injuries, or abuses to inform policy intervention, improve oversight. Confidential complaints and reporting mechanism
at station level, including use of toll-free numbers and complaint boxes accessible to detainees and the public. Advocacy for increased budgetary allocation to improve custody facilities and expand technology based on monitoring system. Continuous engagement with the Parliament and other stakeholders to push for legal and policy reforms that enhance detainees' protection, public awareness campaigns, community policing forums, and stakeholder dialogue sessions to build public trust and promote transparency. The strategies and measures put in place or being developed to prevent occurrence of custodial deaths and safeguard the rights of detainees. Measures put in place, Honorable Chairman and members, is that regular and documented visits to holding cells by officer commanding station, that's the OCS, and duty officers to inspect detainees' conditions, verify custody records, and identify any welfare concerns. Strict enforcement of 24-hour rule on presentation of suspects before a court, as required under Article 49 of the Constitution. Designation of custody officers and duty officers responsible for the welfare and safety of detainees while in police custody. Disciplinary and criminal sanctions for misconduct of officers implicated in custodial deaths or excessive use of force. Gender-sensitive and child-friendly custody arrangements, including separate holding areas for women